Welcome everybody to a look at some more stupid comments, stupid articles. We haven't done this in a while. And thanks to Google, I guess, for bringing this article up to my attention on my phone yesterday. I figured, I haven't done one of these in a while. So why not? And, there's a little bit of a twist. And I'll get to that in a second. But if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would appreciate it. Most of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so please, if you're interested in seeing my takes on some of the recent shows, and especially fantasy shows that have been destroyed, if you feel they've been destroyed, this is probably the place for you. But so please consider subscribing. I appreciate it. But let's get back to the topic here. So I saw this article yesterday, and I was having a little bit of an early Thanksgiving, so I'm like, you know what? Maybe I will. It's been a long time since I've gone over a Wheel of Time article and gone over more to the point the ridiculous, stupid comments by its showrunner, Rafe Idiot. Who I think the phrase coined by Night's Watch and Chad over there is something being rafed is perfect because he just destroys stuff at this point, right? So. We're going to do a glance over this, but this morning I went to bring this up, and I saw something that even made me more pissed off, to the point where I'm probably going to start ranting and raving. We'll see. I know you guys sort of like that, so we might end up there anyways. But real quick, we're going to go over a few of these comments, because the idiot doesn't even know, and they sort of tie together. The idiot makes these comments and answers these comments. You can see the title of it is Wheel of Time Boss Reveals Details About Deleted Scenes. Now, I have a little bit of a theory that, well, we'll see if we ever see these scenes. I don't know that these scenes were ever shot. These might just be scenes that are like, hey, see, I did read the book. I think that's more the case. We'll see if we'll see if, like, why not drop some of these on Amazon's bonus footage, show, hey, deleted scenes. Oh, maybe because we'd be angry because, we'll get there. So, but we're going to go, because the main meat of this video is going to be in the second article. So make sure you hang out for that, because that is where the real idiocy shines through. But these are comments about what were deleted and why he wished they would be in there. So things missed in the Wheel of Time Season 1. Lan and Moiraine kicking ass in iconic book scene. So one was Lan fighting and killing a Fade and seeing it take down a large group of Trollocs that controlled it. I don't know why we put that in there. It seems to be not only show Lan as a proper sword fighter and taking down one of the scariest monsters in the show, or in the series. Fades are pretty scary and very good swordsmen, and also showing how the mechanics work in the world with a Fade linked to a fist of Trollocs and seeing what happens. No, we don't need that. Why would we put that? Let's just have a whole Steppen episode, right? Yeah. That's not bloating. We'll get to. That's not bloating the show at all. 14 books. That's not, adding a whole episode about your a warder that nobody gives a crap about. That's not bloating anything. Okay, moving on. So the next one, because we're gonna go through this a little bit fast because I want to get to the next article. But so that's why would we want a scene with Lan killing a Fade? I don't know. Why would we? Right? That doesn't make any sense. Another bonus was Lan teaching the boys to defend themselves with sword, staff, axe. What? Why would we want to see Lan teaching the boys anything? We shouldn't care about the boys, right? The boys aren't the main characters or anything. Figuring out why they're good with weapons or get better with weapons isn't important. Now the staff comment is doesn't need to be in that. We all know that Matt doesn't need training with a staff. His Da took care of that, but of course his Da is a dirtbag in the show, so I guess somebody would have to show him since his Da is stupid, right? Axe? What axe? There's an axe? There's an axe. Where's this so-called axe you speak of? See, this is why I don't know that these were actually shot, because there is no axe. There is no axe in the show. So why would you have a scene with Perrin training with his axe with Lan if you didn't introduce the axe into the frickin' show? So See, I read the book. No, shut up. You know, I don't even know that you did. And then it talks about, it talks about Tom wanting to be, like, whatever, fake Tom, whatever Tom is. I don't even want it. Western vibe. Just, no. Just make him entertaining. Like, you don't need, like, Tom is a failure on such an epic proportion. I think the only one that tops it is maybe Loyal. Tom was destroyed. Oh my goodness. And then, of course, who cares about Moraine's Irish Wolfhound pet? Let's get into the bullshit. Yeah, who cares, right? And then there's the talk about, in Shadow Logoth, and I had to ask Pips and some of my buddies for help with this one. Mana Manetheren, Pips, White Cloaks, sub to Mana Manetheren, sub to White Cloaks. They're great for Wheel of Time content as well. But I had a little brain fart, and they made me, I had to go back and look it up. But Moiraine, basically staving off a bunch of Trollocs right in front of Shadow Logoth with fire. That wouldn't be cool to see. It wouldn't explain where the Trollocs went or anything like that, instead of them just disappearing like a fart in the wind in the show. They're there 1 second and then all of a sudden they're just gone. That wouldn't help that at all, right? Yeah, so Wall of Fire, making sense of Shadow Logoth, at least getting in there and where the Trollocs went, of no consequence. We don't need to see that. Now, before we, it won't be cool, but step in, yeah, all that bullshit with Alana, all that, all Algomar's sister, all that, yeah, that's not, yeah. Let's see all that useless stuff. Let's see that whole relationship with Nynaeve and Lan in there. Let's see all of that instead of these things that actually happened in the book, right? So, I do want to say real quick on the side here, thank God that Winter is Coming is all over this. Season 2 isn't coming in November 2022. I can't wait till December when it tells us that it's not coming in December 2022 as well. And also them telling us that Wheel of Time should have gotten Rings of Power's huge budget. Sure. I don't know where they flushed the money that they did get, but sure, why not give them another, give them $1 billion too. Why not? They don't know how to write a show, so give it to them too. Why not just flush all the money in the world down the toilet on these crappy things? They're not adaptations. These crappy, I don't have a word for it, abominations. These crappy abominations of beloved franchises that we want to see, right? Let this pour money is going to solve all the problems with these terrible adaptations that we shouldn't even be putting an adaptation tag on, right? But what could have infused, like, this is bad, right? Let's be clear. This is really bad. This is really stupid. You can see there's no reason why these three scenes really exist. Lan, Moiraine, and the boys training. If these scenes really exist, and you see what we got, there is no good explanation why those things were cut and why the stuff that they put in was put in, right? So you see why this one was aggravating for me, right? So what could have aggravated me more? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Dragonsworn, Heroes of the Horn, Ashaman, become a member if you want. It helps the channel a great deal. Wheel of Time Season 2's Moiraine change avoids a big Game of Thrones problem. By altering the story presented in the books, Amazon's Wheel of Time can potentially avoid a major problem afflicted by HBO's Game of Thrones. Oh, dear God, we got to get up. Whatever, we're moving. So, no. Now, in this article, they go on to basically say that adding Moiraine, giving Moiraine a bunch of scenes in The Great Hunt where she doesn't belong, basically equates to Bran disappearing in Game of Thrones. And that is better. That is good. That's one of the things that Game of Thrones just sucked because they ran out of material and Dan and Dave are idiots and don't know how to write. Do we see a parallel here? Maybe Wheel of Time's the same way. Frickin' Rafe Judkins doesn't know how to fucking write anything. He doesn't know how to He doesn't know how to adapt this. He doesn't know the story. He says he does. I'm not convinced he's read through the Eye of the World at this point. I think he just sat there with it on his lap for a photo op. But they're trying to equate Moiraine disappearing in The Great Hunt to Bran disappearing in Game of Thrones, the show. Okay, now one big thing that really so. Wheel of Time is done, okay? Wheel of Time has been done, okay? So if you've read the source material, you know Moraine's story arc, okay? There's a reason. There's lots of reasons for everything that happens in these books, okay? You know Moraine's story if you've read it. And it doesn't really matter to her story that she's not in the Great Hunt, because guess what? She's doing other things. So shoehorning her and shoving her into a place where she shouldn't be does not solve anything. You know what that solves? Rosamund Pike's contract, which I still say is the worst thing to happen to this adaptation, was her name being attached to it, because now you got this, I guess, is she an A-list actor? B-list, A-list, whatever actor, who has to get her freaking her time in, right? She's signed in. We got to have the face of Wheel of Time in the show. So now we're shoving Moiraine places we don't need her. Moiraine has no place in the Great Hunt at large. Okay? She doesn't belong there. There's plenty of other things that need to get done. And they also go down in here. So where is Moiraine in the Wheel of Time Book 2? She's not there, so moving on, right? Despite the pivotal future of Book 1 and 2, the Aes Sedai Moiraine is largely removed from action in Book 2. Correct. Correct. Why will Moiraine be in Season 2 despite the books? Given her smaller but nonetheless important role in Book 2, there is a precedent for including Moiraine in Wheel of Time Season 2. However, Pike's increased role could be a deliberate ploy to help make what could have been a very unwieldy adaptation feel more grounded and focused. What? Robert Jordan's epic series encompasses this. Now, here is the great fucking lie. Robert Jordan's epic series encompasses 14 separate volumes, meaning that any televised adaptation to take care of avoid becoming overly bloated. The great lie, meaning that any televised adaptation has to take care to avoid becoming overly bloated. I had to say it again because it is the great lie. It is more than possible, if you are actually a fan of this series and want to be faithful and tell the right story and tell a good story. Yes, some things have to be removed, but there is plenty that can be removed to get this into, there are storylines. Yes, will we miss some of the things? Sure. But I am a firm believer that you could get it into, if you have 1 hour episodes a season, you could get it into 8-10 seasons. Are there parts missing? Are there parts that gotta be cut out? Sure. Get rid of Crossroads of Twilight. Get rid of Savannah. You know what? And there's some storylines you could probably get rid of altogether. That we'd be like, you know what, that's a change. But you know what? Most of us understand that some of these changes that make sense would make sense. Shoving Moiraine where she doesn't belong doesn't make sense to the story. It doesn't make sense to anything. And then you get the great lie here. So if we are so fucking concerned with the series not becoming overly bloated, why do we remove scenes that make sense? Land fighting a fade, the boys training, Moiraine, covering their rear as they escape into Shadow Logoth. Why are we removing those, but we're adding full episodes of a character that doesn't exist? And if he does exist, on such a small freaking... Steppen's bullshit. You all know Steppen's bullshit. You devote almost 2 whole episodes to that waste of time. Okay? You got so much crap that is not even in the book. So this bullshit lie that that you have to be careful of. They haven't even tried to not keep it from over bloating because they're not even doing the story. They've decided they know better, so they're doing whatever the fuck they want. Why is Alana there? She shouldn't even be around. Alana has no business being there. Why do we have a Suan and Moiraine are hot for each other storyline? Why do we have that? We don't need that. It's not in the books. That's not bloating the material. Of course it is. This is a lie. It is a bold-faced lie. I am so tired of this. We don't want it to be bloated, so we're going to make changes. You're not, or it shouldn't be make changes. It should be we have to leave things out and learn how to mold the story into something different that fits into the screen. Not leaves things out and add things instead. That's what you're doing. It's bullshit. It is complete bullshit. And these articles saying, "Oh, it's a good idea." See, here's how they rationalize. There's also an argument that Wheel of Time has learned from Game of Thrones flaws. In the Game of Thrones season 5, for instance, Bran Stark was all but ignored, making his story seem secondary. This made him return as King of Westeros seem all the more whatever. They didn't set any of it up anyways. That was all bullshit because they didn't know what to write. Because guess what? George forgot that he has a best-selling novel to finish in a Song of Ice and Fire. He forgot. He's like, "Oh well, I got the money from it. I don't need to do it anymore. Screw the fans." So Dan and Dave were like, I thought you were going to write it for him. I didn't want with the rate. That's what happened to Game of Thrones. And guess what? I hate to break it to you, okay? I hate to break it to you, all you Moiraine lovers. Because I like Moiraine too. Or all you, I guess, Moiraine denialists. Moiraine is a second-tier character. Maybe even third tier. She is... Second tier. Third tier is a little harsh. She's important. She's important. But she is not a main fucking character in the Wheel of Time. You have arguably 5 main characters. The 3 boys, Egwene, Nynaeve, and maybe Elaine. Maybe. But it's probably the 5. The 5 is probably fair. And then you have secondary important characters. And then you have secondary non-important characters. Then you have third door. She can be ignored because it's not her fucking story. She doesn't need to be in the Great Hunt. At all. Lan does not need to be in the Great Hunt. At all. Alana does not need to be in the Great Hunt. At all. Liandrin needs to be in the Great Hunt, but not in the way she's going to be. We're going to be searching her dark past. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. This is not the Wheel of Time. This is some warped abomination of the Wheel of Time. Proven by the fact that Moiraine will have obviously, it's sounding like a large chunk of the runtime for this season. It's sad. It makes me sad. It pisses me off. I am tired of hearing the great lie that 14 books cannot be reduced to show an unbloated TV show. It is the great lie. It is bullshit. Guys, gals, Dragonsworn, Ashaman, Heroes of the Horn. What do you think? Am I off here? Do you guys want to see Moraine's story? Oh wait, we already see it correctly. Do you want to see their? Do you want to see their idea of Moraine's story? I know I don't. I'm going to see it and be mad about it because it's going to look nothing like the Wheel of Time story that I know and love. But are you ready for it? Thank God Winter is Coming is there to tell us that it's not coming out this month. We still have no idea when it's coming out this month or when Season 2 is coming out. I don't know that we're ever going to figure out when it comes out because, well, I don't know if they're editing it to shreds or just they know they have a big pile of crap on their hands and they don't know what to do with it. I still will stand by. There's going to be at least 3 seasons. I think they'll go to the 4th. But we will see. We will see. Well, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. I appreciate it. Consider becoming a member. And if you want to see me rant and rave about this, the closer we get to Season 2, the more Wheel of Time content we're going to have. We're going to have some Cosmere stuff coming up here soon. And streams and all kinds of stuff to boot. So thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment what you think. What do you think we have in store for Moiraine in Season 2? Is she going to be the lead runtime, you think? Where do you think she's going to stand? Are you interested in Liandrin's evil backstory? Do you want to see Alana and her 2 gay warders get it on in a throuple with Moiraine and Suan in the background getting it on with Liandrin and her boyfriend? Woohoo! I'm so excited! Thanks for watching. All hail the Lord Dragon. We will see you guys next time. Have a great night, day, evening, wherever you are.